Tell us your name and a little bit about yourself before you went to jail.
My name is Donta, and a bit about myself before I went to jail. I couldn't get a job. I was putting in applications, and nobody was calling me back. I even went to these jobs and did follow-ups, but nobody was hiring. So I went back to robbing.
What was your initial reaction when you first entered the prison system? Was you scared?
My first initial reaction when I got to prison, um, it was like the streets. It was like home away from home. I knew a lot of cats that was already in there, and I'll be real, I was kind of nervous just a little bit, because whenever you go somewhere in a stressful environment like that, you do have a little bit of anxiety, but I know that I'm a man, and I know what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not going to tolerate. And I told myself these three things. Number one, I'm going to come out alive. Number two, I'm not becoming a homosexual. And number three, I'm not becoming a Muslim.
Prison is often portrayed as a place where people have to fight to survive. How did you adapt to prison life?
Well, again, like I said, I told myself these three things. I'm not going to die up in here, and I'm not becoming a homosexual. And as far as that, not becoming a Muslim or whatever, see, in my city, a lot of dudes, they get locked up and they become Muslim, and then when they get out, they leave they Quran and they Kufi right there in the cell, and then they get back out here doing what they used to do. So, I don't know, man. It's just, prison is like the streets.
Tell us a story about an inmate that got pimped out in prison.
So there was this white dude that came in there, young white dude. Dude had to be about 18, 19 years old or whatever. And I know y'all be hearing them stories where people say, well, somebody put a honey bun or some candy on your bed and don't take it because somebody might come in there and try to violate you. Well, this is true. It actually happened. Somebody actually put 2 bags of hot Cheetos and a Mountain Dew on this young kid bed. So when he went in there, he just came from the county jail. He ain't had no commissary, no money, nothing, right? So when he came in his cell, he seen that the commissary was on his bed. So he went over there, bust the bag open, started eating the chips, drunk the Mountain Dew, and like clockwork, this dude, I'm not going to say his name, but this dude walked right in and said, was like, hey, did you eat that stuff? He was like, yeah. He was like, why did you eat that? He was like, I was hungry. So he said, well, you're going to have to owe me that back. You're going to have to owe me that back. He was like, okay, I'll get you on store day. My granny, she going to send me money. So he said, all right, we're going to fast forward to store day. When store day came, the young white boy came with two Mountain Dews and 2 bags of chips, right? And dude was like, nah, that ain't gonna cut it. He like, what you mean ain't gonna cut it? He was like, nah, I want them exact items that I gave you. And he was like, well, here, I'm trying to give it to you. He was like, no, I want them exact items that I gave you. So he was like, I can't give you that. He was like, well, you have to give me something else. And then, well,
what would you do if a tough guy tried to turn you into a prison wife?
I don't care if you a tough guy. I don't care if you the most craziest guy in the penitentiary. If you come in my cell or anywhere around me talking about, oh, I want to do something nasty to you, or I want you to be my prison wife, you better hope and pray to God that there's guards that's going to be around. Because when I'm going to pull out, I'm going to tighten you up real quick, real fast.
Talk about how gang members turned into being gay and down low in prison.
Usually, one or two things or a lot of things got to happen for that to happen. The first thing, it's already in them. It's already inside of them that they, like that. And when they get around all these other guys and they aggressive, they like, I don't really want to do this. And, they just let their hair down. They let the gang know, like, listen, I want to live a different type of lifestyle. And they just let their hair down, and either they get beat up out the gang or the gang just let them go. because there's a lot of gangs that don't condone homosexuality, and some do. But 9 times out of 10, they just let that guy go because, it makes their gang look weak if they got him as a member. So,
talk about some of your strategies to get what you want from other inmates.
Well, when I first got locked up, the first crew that I had, what we would do is when we would see a new inmate come in that look like he got money or whatever, he not affiliated, what we would do is either I will go into his cell and I'll be talking to him and I'll be like, getting to know him, like tell him what's what in this prison and whatever. And then 2 of my homeboys will come in the cell with a knife, right? So they'll come in there with a knife and I'll pull out my knife and I'll chase them out of the cell. So I'm looking like a hero to this new guy. And then I come back in the cell and I'm like, listen, I can protect you, but this is what I need. You give me all your commissary because they gonna take it. Give me all your commissary. I'm gonna put it in my locker and you come to me when you need something. And then actually when it's stole day, I'm gonna need this list of items. All right. And that's how I was in there making money.
Talk about the first time you heard or seen someone have intercourse in prison.
So the first time I ever seen 2 men was basically, I was working in the kitchen. And when I was going to the freezer, I heard this moaning noise. And I'm like, what the is that? So, I thought it was coming like on the right side of it, of the freezer. And then I thought about it like, hold on, that might be a female guard, because it's not unusual that female guards and, inmates getting it on, or female guards and male guards doing it. So I thought this was a woman that was moaning. So, my curiosity piqued. So I went to the cooler and I looked to the side. I didn't see nobody. So I said, they got to be in the freezer. So when I opened up the freezer, it was 2 dudes. One dude had another guy pinned against the wall, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Talk about the first time you heard or seen someone getting physically abused, physically or sexually in prison.
Shoot, on a bus ride. So when you get on the bus, to go to prison, whatever, everybody is shackled. You're shackled from your wrists, you're shackled from your waist and your ankles. Somehow, some way, this dude ended up getting up out of it. Well, he didn't get out of it, but somehow, some way, he ended up getting behind the guy while he was walking off the bus, and he ended up choking him out. And I don't know what that was all about, but he ended up choking the dude out, and that was on the bus ride when we got off.
Who was the toughest booty bandit in prison that you've seen or know about? And can you tell a story about it?
The toughest booty bandit? I can't really say because it wasn't really no booty bandits in there. There was a dude named Freaky Freddy that was in there that, how he programmed was like this. He ran what you call a store. And what a store is basically a guy that get a whole bunch of commissary and just sit on it and wait till everybody, run out of food. And then he'd start loaning people items. So how he would do it is, if you can't pay him, the item or whatever, he'd just tell you, like, basically, since you can't pay me back, then I want some, he wants your manhood. And some guys will just give it to him. And some guys will try to, get the money up. And it's, I don't know. But I never ran into no tough booty bandits.
Talk about how inmates have sex with the guards.
I'm going to put it like this, because I don't really want to blow up the whole spot. If you got money, and if you got the gift of game, if you can talk a female guard out of it, you can do it that way. Number one, the guard, she got to like you. She got to like you or whatever. And you got to be able to use your mouthpiece. But then at the same time, I know what y'all are really asking. Y'all asking, was there any male guards messing with any male inmates? Now, I never seen that happen. However, I know that things like that do happen because I heard about it. And one of the things is that same thing. You get a male guard that think you cute or whatever, and he might holler at him, and there you go.
You ever heard of gay prison guards?
Yeah, like I just said, yeah, I heard about them, but I never dealt with them. Or if they was gay, I didn't know.
Do prison guards take advantage of inmates sexually, and how do they get away with it? And how do they do it?
Again, I only heard about this. I never seen it, but I can just imagine that they'll see, just like regular predators, they'll see an inmate that's weak and press up on them and basically threaten them with isolation or with death or whatever the case is. I could just only imagine it, but I don't want to imagine it, if y'all get what I'm saying. But that's a cold game. Put it this way. They would know who to do that to and who not to do that to. We're just going to leave it like that.
How did you change as a person during your time in prison? What were some of your biggest regrets?
I'm going to be real. I didn't change. Because I know if I can't work and get a job and provide for myself and my family, it is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
What is the procedures of taking a shower in prison? And what exactly goes down in the shower?
The procedure is this. Get in the shower, put the soap on your body, rinse off, and get out. I know y'all be talking about, oh, what happened if you drop the soap? Number one, if you drop the soap in prison, keep that soap down there on the ground. Because dudes be doing the unthinkable on that floor. You talking about dudes skeeting all over the floor and banging one off and blowing snot. Hey, listen, if you drop that soap, keep that soap on the ground. Don't be worried about who looking at you, what's going on. Get in the shower, put the soap on your body, rinse off, and get out. You ain't got time to be looking around seeing who dropping the soap.
How did relationships between inmates form in prison? And what role did power and control play in those relationships?
It's just like in the real world. You meet people, y'all like-minded, and y'all just, if you went to, like, let's say if you're a gang member or whatever, you go with your gang and you form a brotherhood or whatever you call it, or you could be a neutron like me, and I'm not gang affiliated at all, or I'm not in the gang, but I'm just an overall cool person. So, you just, I guess they call it jailing, bidding. You just got to find somebody to bid with. Now, if you talking about on some homosexual stuff, I don't know. I guess it's just like the streets. And when a gay guy and another gay guy meet and they feeling each other, and I don't know. I don't know.
What do you think the biggest misconception people have about prison life is? Do you believe the prison system helps rehabilitate people, or does it make them worse?
I think that, a misconception about prison is that you are being helped or rehabilitated. Nah, there's no rehabilitation in prison, period. And I'm going to tell you why. Just like a chomo. And if you don't know what a chomo is, it's somebody that violates children or women. You can't beat that out of them. You can't punish them because that's just in them. They can suppress it and try to hide it, but that's just in them. I mean, take me for example. I already told y'all, if I get down on my luck and I can't provide for my family, I'm going out there and I'm getting it. And that's just what it is. That's the bottom line to it. Now, I've been locked up for 10 years. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all. If I'm down on my luck and there's no way for me because I'm a felon, I'm going out there and I'm getting it. So I'm not going to say that I'm rehabilitated. I mean, I'm older, I'm wiser, but I know about survival. And like I said, I'd rather get caught with it than without it.
What would you say to someone heading down a path that could be led to prison?
I would say, if you young enough, go to school. Pay attention in school. Go to college or go to a trade school like Job Corps, or get your CDL. Get your CDL and drive trucks. Because here's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm the toughest prison guy, period. But what I'm saying is this. By the grace of God, I was able to get out of prison without being violated and leaving with my life. Okay? There's many men that have died in a penitentiary. Many men that have been raped in a penitentiary. Some people just ain't got it in them to pick up a knife and get their get back. And some people, well, just go to school, get a trade, don't commit crimes, because prison is not for everybody. It shouldn't be for anybody, but it turns you into something else. It turns you to like an animal. Have you ever seen somebody die? I mean, like really die. Like having a blood on your face, having a knife in your hand, and putting it inside of another man. Can you do that? What would you do if somebody walked into your cell and they about 6'5", 6'6", 300 pounds, and they got a knife in their hand, and they tell you to pull your pants down and lay down on the bed? Can you fight them off? Or what happens when a guy walk into your cell and he throw a knife in front of you and tell you to pick it up and kill him? And if you don't pick up that knife, then he tell you to pull your pants down, and then he go up in you, and now he say he own you. Now, right there is some prison pimp type stuff, because now he about to pimp you out to other inmates that get down like that. So, yeah, commit crimes if you want to. Go to prison, because that's what you're going to go. You're going to go to the graveyard. Go ahead, go up in there, let these booty bandits or these dudes that's homosexuals run up in you. And let me tell y'all something right quick, too. A lot of y'all be saying, oh, don't nobody in there be violating no more. They don't be raping dudes in there because there's a lot of openly homosexuals in there. Are you crazy? Let me look at this camera right here. Let me tell y'all something right quick. These booty bandits and these older homosexuals, they like these young guys that come in. They tired of messing with them old punks that got their buttholes blown open and wide open. They want something young and they want something tight. So when you find yourself in the penitentiary and you thinking that it's all sweet and it's all good, oh, I ain't got to worry about it because I'm not a homosexual. It's pretty gay guys up in here that will get that they giving it. No, they want something young. They want something tight. Like these older dudes that's out here in the real world that like them young girls. They don't want them women that they age. That yeah, it's just like that. And then you gonna say, oh, I'm just gonna get a knife. I'm gonna pick up a knife and that's how I'm gonna do it. Let me tell you something. A lot of you dudes ain't even been in a real fist fight. A lot of you dudes only be putting your hands on women and your baby mama. You never fought no man. You never got punched in the face. You never, a lot of you dudes ain't battle tested. A lot of you young dudes ain't never been to a fight in your life. What do you think is going to happen? A lot of these dudes, man, you pick up a knife if you want. Pick up a knife if you want to. There's foreplay for some of these dudes up in there. Oh, I'm just going to pick up a knife and you never stabbed nobody. It sound good. Oh, it sound good that you're going to pick up a knife. You might even look good saying it. But when you face to face with another man, may the best man win. And put it this way, your ass might be on the line, literally. Like I said, you might get somebody up in your cell that think that's foreplay. They think they kissing on you while you trying to stab them. It's foreplay.
Tell a story that is very shocking, that will make the youth scared of going into prison. Also, what would you do or what would happen if a young person goes into prison?
Let me retell a story right quick. You find yourself in prison, right? You sitting on your bed, don't know what's going on. You get a guy that comes in your cell. He about 6'6", 350, all muscle. He throws down a knife right in front of you and tell you to pick it up and kill him. You like, huh? He say, pick the knife up and kill me. And you like, man, wait, what's going on? I don't even know you. Then he walk up closer to you and say, pick the knife up and kill me. Or what's going to happen is I'm going to rape you, and then you're going to go to this cell and that cell, and you're going to do what that man tell you, and he's going to pay me for you. I owe you. That's what you got in store for you to look forward to.
Talk about how bad prison food is.
When I used to work in the kitchen and I used to read some of them labels, it said not fit for human consumption. Can I say that again? It says not fit for human consumption. Meaning this is not fit for humans to eat. A lot of that stuff is moldy, old. Oh, y'all don't think rats run over? Yeah, okay. All right. But let's just get past that. They give you just enough to survive. They don't give you mountains and mountains of food. They give you just enough to survive. And don't end up in the hole where they give you the loaf, the food loaf. What's the food loaf? The food loaf is all the food that they use for the last 3 days rolled up in one, and then they bake it and give it to you. And that's all you get. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What's your thoughts of the booty warrior?
What's my thought of the booty warrior, Fleece Johnson? Well, me and him had a couple of run-ins. But I tell you this, and this not me trying to start back the drama with Fleece Johnson, but I know this, and he know this. If I was there where he was at, and he would have came to me with that, oh, I like you and I want you, we can do this the easy way, or I would have hit him immediately. Immediately. It would have been immediate violence. He wouldn't even got that off. See, let me tell y'all something. These booty bandits and these predators, they know who to do that to and who not to do that to. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Fleece would have got put to bed right there on the yard. But outside of that, I can't tell another man how to program. If that's what he into, then that's what he into. So, hey, to each his own.
A guy named Fleece Johnson is in prison, said booty is the most important thing in life. Is that true? If not, what's your opinion?
That might be the most important thing to him and dudes that's like him. The most important thing to me in prison is making it to the next day and getting out.
Do you miss anything about prison? Did you ever have to regret or get mad because you wanted someone but couldn't get them sexually? And if so, talk about it.
I don't miss nothing about prison. Nothing. And as far as that I want somebody sexually, I'm not a homosexual. There was a female guard that I wanted to get at, but, she was on the other side of the yard. And
how has your life changed since being released from prison? What challenges have you faced since then?
Well, me being a felon, I can't get a normal job, and I cannot live mediocre. So, I just got my CDLs and doing truck driving and been doing social media, and it kept me out the streets and committing crime. So,
what's the most important thing you've learned from your experiences that you want others to know?
Don't commit crimes. Go to school. Go to college or go to a trade school or get into an apprenticeship. Because I'm telling y'all, prison is not no joke. Not even with the violence, not with the anxiety, not with dudes trying to run up in you, dudes getting stabbed. you just don't want to get locked up. As soon as you get them handcuffs put on you, it's over. You get depressed, lonely, you miss your family, your friends, and you young dudes that got a high sex drive. If you like girls, stop committing crimes. And that's all I'm going to say. If you like girls and like to get your freak on with women, stop committing crimes. If you need your business, products, or your social media channels promoted, make sure you shoot me a text at this number. My channel get over 5 million views per month, so that's a lot of eyes on your promotion. If you forgot to hit that like button, make sure you smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Be sure to get your Military Mind Games merch. The link will be pinned in the comment section.